All right, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about subtracting integers. There's a couple different strategies you can do to subtract this. It's a little more complicated than adding integers, so you might have to come back and watch this. Look at the examples in your book. There's lots of different examples. Okay, the first way you can do it is just simply change the subtraction to addition. If you do what we call a double negative, it will give you the same answer. So if, in this case, if you go from 6 minus 7 and change it to 6 plus a negative 7, you end up with the same result, and they prove it here with the number line. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. All right, so what I like to look at, so the first here example is a perfect case of this. If you look at 6 minus 12, a lot of you are going to think that the answer is 6, and that's half right. Now, the reason why it's not 6 is because you're taking away more than you have. So in this case, if you know you're taking away more than you have, put the answer as negative, and then simply find the difference. 12 minus 6 is 6. So that's one way we can do it. Now, here, we start with a negative, and we're taking away from it. So we know, since we're taking away, which is usually a negative thing, and we're starting negative, it's going to get more negative. So this is kind of like adding two negatives together. So we're going to actually end up with a negative 35. When you take away from a negative, it gets more negative. When you do the change to addition here, you make the second number opposite. The opposite of 15 is negative 15. And this shows you why that works. Okay? And the same rule applies with example C. I'm not going to spend time on that example. Okay, over here we have, and with these types, because there's a bunch of negative signs flying around, I really do recommend changing these to addition. So we're going to start here, 4, change it to addition. When you change this to addition, you have to do a double. You also change this to the opposite. The opposite of negative 12 is positive 12. Now the problem's super easy. 4 plus 12 is 16. Next we have negative 15. Change it to addition. The opposite of negative 5 is 5. Now, these are different signs. Remember those rules from adding integers. When you have different signs, find the difference. Who has more power? Negative 10. Here we have 18. Change to addition. Opposite of negative 6, positive 6. Now it's just a simple addition problem. Normally, when you change it to addition with these weird double negatives, you're taking away a negative. Taking away a negative is really addition, just straight up addition, because you're doing a double negative right there. Now, to get a little funky, to add a little algebra into our math class, we can replace our numbers with variables. And what this is going to do, this is going to set us up for when we deal with equations later, and there are variables in there, we're going to help to practice to replace these variables with numbers. So if we're given an expression like b minus 10, and we know that b is negative 8, we're going to rewrite it. And it might seem silly to be like, hey, well, you told us the numbers up here, and why are we even wasting this time? Because we're practicing to get ready for another skill that's really important. Now, we're starting negative. We're getting more negative, so we're just going to add those two numbers together, negative 18. All right, a is 5. Take away a negative 8. So here we are. We're doing a double negative again. So change to addition. The opposite of negative 8 is positive 8. 5 plus 8, 13. All right, C is negative 9 minus A, 5. This is the same type of problem as B. We're starting negative. Take away from a negative gets more negative. Do as many of these as it takes to understand the rules or get the general idea of what we're trying to get through here. All right, let's take a look at a word problem here. Brenda has a balance of negative $52. Brenda, you got to get your balance up, okay? Stop spending money. The bank charged her a fee of $10, okay? Good job, bank, because you can't be letting that happen. Okay, so charged a fee, $10. All right, you get a penalty as an adult. You're starting negative, Brenda. You're losing $10 more because you did a bad thing. Total, negative $62. Moral of the story, don't ever spend more money than you have, and always check how much money you have in the bank. See you later.